All right, let's talk about how to hire the right person. You have made it so far through the course. You are right now a web team's dream that you've gotten this far. Like they are going to be thrilled. You have no idea how excited they're going to be to have this plan from you. Makes their job so much easier and they're going to be so much more equipped to deliver for you. So I have been a recruiter. I was a recruiter for almost a decade. I understand what it takes to hire someone, but I also know that a lot of people don't. And again, like I mentioned in a previous video, I am a non-tech person hiring tech people. So I'm going to teach you what I do to make sure that I can see that my people know what they're doing, even if I don't know how to evaluate that they know what they're doing. So let me take you through this. So the first thing to know when you're starting to hire someone is understanding the type of talent, excuse me, that you're looking for. So are you looking for a designer? Are you looking for a developer? Are you looking for a front-end developer, a back-end developer, a full-stack developer? Are you looking for a quality assurance person? Are you looking for a specialist in website optimization? Are you looking for a search engine optimization expert? Are you looking for a graphic designer? You have to know who you're hiring. This is really important. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, where I'll see a job online and I'll say, I'm looking for a web developer to build my website, to design my website. And to the untrained eye, that might be okay. But generally, developers do not design and designers do not develop. And they're going to find the rare case when someone can do both. But if you're creating a job post, you're going to want to say, I'm looking for a web designer to design my website. I'm looking for a graphic designer to make some graphics for my website. I'm looking for a full stack developer to help set up our e-commerce store. We have the designs all ready to go. Like you have to know who does what and what you're looking for so that the applications that come in are on point. They're the right person. Because a lot of times I'll confirm with people, they say, oh, I'm looking for a developer to, redesign my homepage. And I just confirm with them, do you want a designer or do you want a developer? And they're like, no, a designer. You're like, oh, okay. Okay. It's because a developer is a very different skill, as we've been talking about. So making sure, one, you know who you're hiring. Number two, the time zone. We've sort of talked about this before. Like for me, I work very specific hours. So if I'm hiring, I do not hire anyone who's more than 3 hours outside of my time zone. Like, so if let's just say, for example, I work 7 to 3 Pacific time because I have kids and stuff. So I work sort of while they're in school. So 7 to 3 Pacific time. If someone works after those hours or before those hours and they're not going to overlap with my time zone, I'm not going to do it. It's just, to me, it's too stressful to be making dinner and they're now online and they're asking me questions. No, that's going to stress me out. So it's like they have to be in a very specific time zone or willing to work on my time zone. For example, I have a designer on my team who's from Egypt and his time zone is completely off, but he's kind of a night guy. So he works a lot of my hours and that works. But that's rare because most of the time people are going to want to work their daytime, right? So making sure that that's very clear, like these are the hours I need you to be online, or else it's just you're going to be sucked into checking email at like 6 p.m. and it's going to drive you crazy, right? Number three, their personality. This one seems sort of funny, but make sure you like this person, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with them. Like website projects generally are not fast. So you want to make sure that you get along, that you like their vibe. Like if you've got a bad vibe, don't take it, like they're not for you and that's okay. If they're not what you're looking for, and again, it just doesn't feel right, that's okay. That's totally valid because that person may be a great fit for someone else, but just not for you. That's absolutely fine. They get along with your team. If you're bringing this person into your team, making sure that as you're talking to them, that it's not just they're going to get along with you, but they're going to get along with your people. I do this all the time as well because we're a team. So whenever I hire someone, I have to think it through. Okay, is this going to be a good fit for everyone else I have involved, right? It's not just me, it's not just my client, it's the team. Are they going to be able to jive with the people I already have here? The budget. This, again, I've talked about this in a previous video, but understanding the budget. If you have a certain budget, do the math. So let's just say that you want a website for $5,000. Your project has been estimated to take, 100 hours. You do 5,000 divided by 100. That's the hourly rate you're looking for. You can't expect someone expensive to work for cheap. It's not going to work. So make sure you do the math and say, okay, this is the budget that I have. or this is the range of budget, and put that in, because like let's say you have a budget, let's say you're doing a website redesign and your budget is fixed at, let's say, $7,000, and you've put your plan and they know what you're looking for and your budget is $7,000. High-end teams or developers or designers are going to say, no, it can't be done. Like, that's too cheap, or that's whatever. And they can immediately not apply, so that you don't even have to talk to those people. So, but people who can do it for that price, will reply. And that makes your job so much easier, right? You're not going to have to haggle over price, right? And responsiveness. To me, this is one thing that I do not vary on. To me, I like working quickly. I like responsiveness. I like, replies to my questions within, an hour, if not minutes. In that sense, I can be very demanding. I like responsiveness. I like fast. I like updates. I'm not the kind of person who's going to wait a couple days to hear from you. Like, that's not my style. So to me, responsiveness is a huge factor. So for you, figuring out what that is, like, what's your deal breaker, right? Like, understanding what you want. Languages, obviously, do they have to speak more than one language? Do you need them to speak English as their first language? If not, okay, no problem. But just making sure that that's there so that you're not running into communication problems that could have been avoided. So I've posted a bunch of resources below, so check those out. And if you have any questions, obviously book a call, because I obviously know a lot about hiring. So this is the thing as well, and sorry, one more tip I was going to just add at the end, is in terms of vetting their skill set. So this is how I do it, is I will either get them to do a test project for me before I commit to bringing someone on. I'll set up a test environment for them and say, okay, show me what you got. And again, it's paid testing. So I'm not going to expect anyone to work for free. So I'll either get them to do a design, for sort of like an interview, a job interview. I'll get them to develop something as an interview. But then what I'll do once they've built it, because I don't know how to check code, I don't know how to evaluate whether the code is good, I'll get someone I know who does that, and I'll pay that other person to check their code, review, speed test it, and make sure they actually know what they're doing. Don't just take their word for it, because everyone's like, yeah, I got this. Check their work. Get a colleague that who can evaluate. Look at their portfolio, speed test it, look at their work on mobile devices, and actually do your due diligence. Don't rush to hire, because when you rush, you're going to make a hasty decision, and in a lot of cases, it's going to be the wrong person. So definitely take your time. Going back to the other video, as much as you can, do not do rush work, because it's just going to come back and bite you in the butt. So I will see you in the next video.